Well, let me start with this, guys. And, Jake, I'll start with you because you guys, had a private photo shoot. There was no media there. But in that private photo shoot, you guys had a chance to, kind of face off, look at one another. And in that photo shoot, you said during the face-off, quote, I saw it in his eyes. I saw it deep in his soul that he knew this right hand was going to crack him in his skull. You still stand by that?
Yeah, look, I saw fear in his eyes. I saw a man who just accepted a fight mostly for a paycheck. I saw a man who doesn't really have fight left in him. I saw a man who's been defeated multiple times now and who will be finished and sent into retirement by YouTube Disney star boxer.
Keyword, you saw a man. Something you're a problem child. That's what you saw. You haven't even been in front of enough people to know what to judge a face-off from. My sparring partners will finish you.
We'll see,
But nice watch, though.
We'll see what happens, I think your career is over, man.
I know. You think I know. It's two different things.
I'm going to bounce your brain off of your skull. Instant concussion, you will be on the mat. You're just not the same Tyron anymore. I
never was Tyron, number one. Number two, everything you just scripted and wrote and practiced in the mirror, you shaking while you even saying it. Like, this is a fight. This ain't fucking for play. This for real.
Tyron, let me ask you this. Let me follow up on that. Because you told the boxing scene, you're going to knock Jake out in 3 rounds. You said, quote, they're gassing him up. You've got power. He's old. He ain't won a fight in a million years. You're the more hungry, younger guy. You're taking me lightly. Think you can beat me up? They're lying to this kid. I'm going to F him up. You still stand by that?
I mean, look at my resume. Look at all the up-and-coming fighters, the Darren Tills, the Kevin Gaslams, the one they gassed up and they gave false hope that they can get the job done. And watch what happened. None of them landed a punch. So him being athletic, him having a right hand, him getting everybody either wanting him to. So many people come up to me on a day-to-day basis, you got to knock him the fuck out. I'm like, damn, what this dude done did to everybody? He got people wanting to watch him. That's why we're sitting here right now.
That's the exact pressure that's going to crack you on fight night.
No, the pressure's going to be on you, brother.
You have never been in a fight like this, and you
Ever,
know
right?
that the whole MMA community
Robbie
is
Lawler,
counting
Carlos
on you.
Condit, Darren Till. I've never been in a fight like that.
Don't know who the fuck those guys are.
Exactly. They're Hall
You've
of
never been on a
Famers.
fight of this scale.
Hall of Famers.
You've never
Pick
been
up
on
your
the
phone, you're on
fight of.
YouTube.
You've never
Go
been.
slide
You've
over
never
to
been
Hall
on a
of
fight
Fame.
of this scale, which is why this is the biggest payday of your life. And you know that the whole MMA community is counting on you to knock me out and to beat me. When you lost to Kamaru
I got one
Usman,
person counting
when
on
you
me.
lost to
Me.
Gilbert Burns, when you lost to all of those guys, you had built-in excuses.
When
they
have
were the
you
best.
fought anybody of that
they were the
caliber?
best. What happens when you lose to
When
Jake
have
Paul?
you fought anybody
What
of
happens
that
when you lose
caliber?
to Jake Paul? You're going to be the laughing stock
When
of the
have you
internet.
fought anybody
just like
of that
like I
caliber?
turned Nate Robinson into a floor mat, I'm going to turn you into fucking
Nate
paste.
Robinson plays basketball. He shoot 3 points and slam dunk.
Hey, Jake.
I knock people out for a living.
Is this the toughest fight? When you look at the 3 that you fought, Tyron Woodley, toughest fight thus far?
Toughest by far. And that's exactly what I want. I want to continue to increase my opponent's, skill level. I want to challenge myself. This is a legitimate knockout artist. This is a legitimate knockout artist. He was boxing while I was on Disney Channel. He's been boxing probably 4 or 5 times as long as me. But August 29th, Cleveland, Ohio, in my hometown, you will see a boxing clinic be put on. And this man doesn't go more than 3 rounds.
Tyron, one of the things we saw on social media is that you show some pictures of you training with Floyd Mayweather. Can you tell us how those sessions went? And did he give you maybe some tricks that we will see on August 29th?
I mean, to get an opportunity to work out with Floyd Mayweather, an idiot would not take that advantage of that situation. He showed me stuff not specifically to defeat Jake, but to be a world-class boxer in general. Techniques, positions, placements, hand positioning, movements, In MMA, sometimes we waste energy. Sometimes we do a lot of shucking and jiving, and they don't have a purpose. Everything I do, everything I throw is gonna hurt. My feints are gonna hurt. It's gonna make his body shake to the point where he don't know what the fuck's going on. So you can say, I'm out to say anything. I'm from the show me state. You gotta show me. I've been in there. This ain't my first big stage. I was at the sold out Madison Square Garden with the fight of the night. The biggest gate they've ever had in history. The best card in UFC history. I was a fight of the night.
That's not true. The biggest gate was last weekend in Vegas, but.
The biggest gate of Madison Square Garden. Listen to what I say, young man.
So, how is Floyd Mayweather gonna teach you to beat me when he couldn't even finish my brother?
Just talk about money and just talk about clout. Because when we talk about fighting, you shouldn't even be talking in the same sentences with me.
I mean, we could talk.
I'm a Hall of Fame already. And I'm gonna make history bouncing your head off the mat. Now what?
Well, we can talk about fighting. I mean, if you want to dive into it. I mean,
what can-
look at your
what can-
coaches. Who is your coach? Is
what
it
can we
Pedro
refer
Diaz?
to?
Is it Eric Brown? Is it Floyd Mayweather? You're bouncing around coaches like you do baby mamas. How many kids you got now? You're a
Gang of
39-year-old
them.
man who's
And
pull-up
guess
game
what?
is weak.
You know
Get
what's
your
funny?
shit together, bro.
You know what's funny? You got on
Get
all
your
this
shit together,
you
bro.
look like a rap video. Tell me somebody in your neighborhood that dressed like that.
I'm going fishing.
Tell me
after
somebody
this.
in your neighborhood that dressed like that.
I'm going fishing.
Tyron?
After this.
I am coaching.
How about this?
You want to be
People
a rapper.
rap about what I
you,
live.
You want to
My coaches are
be a
cohesive.
rapper. You
My
have
coaches
multiple
are
songs
cohesive.
on Spotify that fucking suck with 2 streams, brother.
Brother,
You're
are you
39 years old
serious?
trying to become a rapper.
Are you serious?
You're trying to become a rapper.
Have you saw
Here's the thing.
yourself?
How about this?
Pull your hair
all
back
of the
and let's
money
see your
that,
lining.
all of the money
Pull the front of your
all
hair
of the
back
money
and let's
that
see
you're
your eagle
getting from
beat.
this fight is going to your baby mamas.
Pull your
you
hair
bought,
back.
You bought a used Bentley.
You know
I
what's
seen it
funny?
on your Instagram. You
know
bought a
what's
used
funny?
Bentley
My
with your money.
biggest flex is my
You
kid.
bought
I know.
a used Bentley
That's
with this
my
money.
Hold on.
biggest flex.
I think, but these guys want to
So
hear
you
about.
actually, thank you guys.
They wanna hear
That's
about
not
the
his
fight.
flex.
Instagram covering up the steering wheel so you can't see how many miles is on it. He's like,
Bruh.
just got this Ocean Auto Club
What are we talking?
used
what are we
luxury
talking
car
about here?
dealership.
We talking about fighting.
Yeah, let's talk about
used.
fighting.
I'm talking
So
about
guess
how
what?
you're a used
Let's talk about
bitch.
used Bentley, used bitch, and guess what? You're gonna pay for those words, brother.
So let me ask you this, Tyron.
By
Let
the
me.
way, I'm not gonna pay.
Plugs,
I'm paying
plugs,
you.
hey, plugs,
I'm paying you.
plugs get pulled for that word. You gonna find out.
So let,
Okay,
You gonna
rapper.
find out.
How about this?
Okay,
You gonna find
rapper.
out.
Tyron,
I'm culture. I can talk about culture.
A lot of
'Cause I'm
peop-
what they rap about.
A lot of people have written because they go back to your UFC record and they say, well, he's lost his last 4. He even lost his last fight, obviously in the octagon. Does he still have enough left in the tank? Can you answer that?
Jake, meet me in sparring tonight. Let's get a warm up in. I guarantee you, when you leave the gym, you will never fucking walk in that ring with me ever. If you really want to see, if we're a fighter, if it's all about money or if it's all about clout, meet me at the gym today.
Jake,
Meet me at the gym.
Jake,
You are stupid as fuck.
Holla at your boy
let me ask you this.
and watch what happens.
If you win this fight,
When?
and obviously you've knocked out everybody you face, if you stop him, what should they be saying about Jake Paul as a fighter?
I think they're already saying it, man. I think the secret's out of the bag. Look, I'm sparring some of the best fighters in the world. Andrew Tabiti, Jean Pascal, Jayleon Love, Rob Safar, Ahmed Elibaili. Like the list goes
You
on.
sparring thoughts.
And when I knock out Tyron, I think people will be like, wow, this kid is he's the real deal. Like Amanda Serrano out here. We were just training last night. She has one of the highest knockout rates for female boxers ever, about to beat the record, and we just like have that same mentality. I'm a real killer. I'm gonna take Tyron into deep waters and drown him. And this is my make or break fight. People are wanting to see me lose. You know, the MMA community wants to see Jake Paul fall. They're counting on Tyron, but he's just not gonna get the job done.
So I know there are members of the media want to ask him questions. We'll end it with this. We'll start with you, Tyron. What can you guarantee people when they pay their money for Showtime pay-per-view on August 29th to see you fight Jake Paul? What can you guarantee you that they're going to get on August 29th?
Violence.
Jake, same question.
I mean, people know what they get when you're tuning into a Jake Paul event. That's
All
why.
3 times.
That's
4
why
times.
I'm the most impactful 3-0 boxer in history. No fighter has ever accomplished what I've accomplished in 3 fights. And people can say I didn't earn it. People will say I don't deserve it, but I'm earning more than any fighter has ever earned 3 fights in. And people know what they get when they tune into a Jake Paul show. I'm knocking this guy out. That's what people want to see, and we're putting on a show.
How you gonna do it? And I don't think that. I don't think he don't deserve it. I think what he's doing is trying to, I'm a Disney, I'm a vlogger, and I'm fighting this seasoned veteran UFC champion. It's all just in case. It's a backup excuse for when I wax you in that ring. That's what it is. He a fighter. This is gonna look like a fight. It's a lot of fights that's taking place that people are like, oh, this is bad for the sport. Will look like a fight. I'm not just finna walk out there and swing 2 punches and everybody think I'm knocking him out in 2 minutes. This is a real fucking fight. I'm training like I'm fighting Mike Tyson. I want y'all to really know that. So don't fall for the BS. Oh, I'm Disney. Oh, this is da. No, this is a fight. You want to fight me? You sign the line. It's war.
We got members of the media. I know you guys have questions. We're going to pass the mic to you. Just make sure that you introduce yourself. Let us know who you're representing. Questions? Right here in front with the hat.
Jake, what happened to the Connor chain? And are you planning a chain for this fight?
Yeah, so the Connor chain is back at home right now, but Dustin Poirier sent me over his address. So we're getting that over to him, and I think he's gonna auction it off for charity. So someone's gonna be able to get the notorious Conor McGregor, Sleepy McGregor chain.
Before you answer the next question, Jake, you had initially offered Conor McGregor $50 million. Then after the loss, you said $23 million. Do you still want to fight Conor McGregor even after the loss?
You know, I think it could happen, right? I think the funny thing about this journey is I've predicted, everything that has happened thus far. 18 months ago when I said I wanted to fight Conor, people laughed at me. Now I'm laughing at Conor with a broken ankle, sitting there in the octagon, and he needs Jake Paul more than I need him. So yeah, my offer to Conor is $23, and if we ever fought, I would knock those fake ass teeth right out of his fucking mouth. Dustin Poirier defeated this man, and Dustin Poirier is an amazing fighter. Don't get me wrong, an amazing guy. I actually became a fan of his over the weekend. But he's 5'9", 155 pounds. I'm 6'1", 200. And so Conor McGregor would not stand a chance.
Gary?
Hi, I'm Victoria Venin for Ring TV, and I just want to know if you do win this fight, what do you plan to gain from it, and who would you like to fight next?
Oh, when I win this fight, I plan to gain a lot of money. And look, the price in the stock just keeps on going up. Showtime pay-per-views. And I think there's a long list of people, but it's just figuring out who's active and who makes the most sense. And me and my team will make that decision when the time is right.
Okay, and that's awesome. And what advantages do you think your opponent has over you?
None.
I love it. Thank you.
Tyron, could you answer that too? You're victorious? Another fight? Boxing?
Of course, I didn't get into this for a quick payday to get in and get out. This is a stepping stone for me. This is my entry into boxing for sure. So for me, I'm not gonna say nothing because he damn lie, because he know good and well I knock him out. But at the end of the day, when I look at him, I look at a kid that really don't have nothing to lose. I look at power. I'm not gonna act like he doesn't have power, but anybody that had power, the brawlers, the Robbie Lawlers, the people that really possess the ability to possibly shut your lights out, them the ones that made me train the hardest. So I look forward to it.
Robbie Lawler, that was a discussion going into my Ben Askren fight. Robbie Lawler couldn't knock out Ben Askren. Robbie Lawler's a beast. Robbie Lawler couldn't knock out Ben Askren.
We're talking about me and you.
1 minute,
I'm trying
59 seconds, I finished your best friend butt buddy.
I'm not trying to gas Robbie Lawler, by the way.
Yep. In the blue?
Tyron Woodley, this is Mohammed Mubarak. I'm with the Electronic Irma Report. What do you plan to do after this
I
fight?
can focus on my positioning, focus on my punching, my defense, my counters, and just being mobile just with your hands alone. So when I fight a mixed martial art fight, I think I'm going to go into to the fight with more tools and be sharper. So one thing that we do too many times, I know it's dope for you guys to hear, y'all want to hear predictions, but when you think too far beyond the fight that's in front of you, that's when the shit goes the other direction. So for me, this is the biggest fight of my life because it's the next fight.
Jake.
Lance?
Yeah, hey Jake. I wanted to ask you, I mean, when Tyron is talking like this, is that what you actually wanted? I mean, you wanted an opponent like this who's going to test you, who is a bigger puncher than the previous guys you fought, correct?
Yeah, I love it. I haven't been hit in 3 fights. It's a fact.
Yo, that's gonna get hit in this fight.
I haven't been hit in the face. So as a professional boxer, that's sort of unheard of. And I just want to add some experience to my belt. Look, I want to go after Canelo in 3 years. I want to be a world champion. And so if I'm just fighting guys who can't hit me, you know, how am I going to get better in the ring under those lights and get that experience? So Tyron's the perfect person to maybe get me to the 3rd round for the first time ever.
David Avila.
Hey, can you take this cup from me? Okay. Because you standing there looking real silly for no reason.
Just in the hat.
David Avila, question for Amanda Serrano. Amanda, how surprised were you that you weren't able to get another featherweight titles to compete against you and had to go to super bantamweight?
Well, I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, we've been gunning for the champions at that weight for a couple of months, about a year now. When I decided I wanted to become undisputed champion, I mean, it's definitely still my goal and they're still in my sight. And yeah, but I'm just super honored that I'm able to fight again, even if it's against another champion, it doesn't matter. But yeah, hopefully we can get those fights soon.
Yes.
Giandra LaBeouf, Boxing Insider. Tyron, he mentioned that he didn't know any of your previous fights. If you had to pick 2 or 3 of your fights to introduce Jake to what type of fighter you are, which of your 3 past fights would you tell him he needs to watch to really know who you are?
I mean, Jake's a fan, so he knows all of my fights. He's played me on a UFC video game, and you know, he's just saying that because
I don't even own an Xbox.
he says that because it sounds cool to basically try to discredit the person to the side. But at the end of the day, he's talking about a career. Okay, I have a career, and I had a career before it was even legal. I was a what?
Keyword had.
Okay. Back to intellectual conversation.
For sure, bro.
He literally recognizes what I'm possible. He just said I'm a seasoned striker. How would you know that I'm a seasoned striker without watching me? He just took somebody's word for it? No, he watched me. He's gonna watch me punch him right in the face. And he gonna look in his corner, he gonna look at his coaches and be like, you lied to me. You told me I can beat him. You told me he was old. You told me he was washed up.
That is actually not what they tell me. They say this is the biggest challenge, and every single day they say this is a serious fighter.
They should have told you it was suicide if they
There's
was
a lot on the
honest with
line
you.
here. This is a high-risk fight, but they tell me, Jake, you will beat him and you will KO him. They're not sitting here fluffing my feathers, okay? Like I have the best team, one of the best boxing teams I have ever seen in the world. It's Patriots, Bill Belichick, Bulls, 96, 97, team problem child. They're not here gassing me up. People think I have yes men. People think I have weird people around me telling me shit. That's not the case, buddy.
That's what I don't think. I don't think what he has.
We are taking you very seriously, but anything that you bring to the ring, it just won't matter. 3 rounds.
Hi, Jake. Adriana Jimenez with Fino Boxing. A few weeks ago, you mentioned that you wanted to make a bet with him to double up the purse. Is that something that you're still bringing up, that you're interested in?
Yeah, look, I mean, he didn't want to take that bet.
I did, but I didn't want to let you fucking get the upper hand. At the time you said, I'm like, man, that sounds appetizing, but I didn't want to let you just get that moment.
Okay, so how about this? Let's make a new bet right now.
Let's make a new bet.
If I beat you, you have to get I Love Jake Paul tattooed on you. But if you beat me, I get I Love Tyron Woodley tattooed on me, and you have to post it on your Instagram feed. Deal or no deal? Are you confident or not?
What y'all think?
Bro.
Y'all think I should do it?
Bro, this guy has no fucking confidence.
Bet.
Deal or no deal?
Deal.
Can we shake on it? There we go. Folks,
deal.
Let me just say this. It's going down Sunday, August 29th, Rocket
most
Mortgage
outrageous
Field
fight
House
ever, but-
in Cleveland, Ohio. It's live on Showtime, pay-per-view. The main event, the problem child. Jake Paul taking on the chosen one, Tyron Woodley. 8-round cruiserweight bout. The winner not only gets a victory, but somebody's gonna get tattooed. I love the other guy on his body and putting it on the gram. And of course, we get 2 other champions, Amanda Serrano taking on Yami Mercado. It's gonna be a great night of fighting. Fighters, let's face off. Let's start with the females first. Yami and Amanda, let's get you guys to face off. Let's get the belts.